Alrighty, we are live. Sorry for the delay, guys. I was out for a bit and we were both kind of running late. Blame it on me, though. What's up? We got Keith here again. Thanks for joining all these ones this week, man. It's been a
Yeah, no
blast
problem. Been
doing
fun.
all
It's been
these.
fun.
What's up, Synth? Having
It's,
trouble putting Lindsay Wallace and Tommy Doyle to bed. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have to worry about babysitting on Halloween tonight. So we don't have to worry about being a target of Michaels. How you doing, Synth? Thanks for being here as always, brother. Um, yeah, this is me. We've talked about this movie to death. I feel like, I mean, just me and Keith together alone, like talking about this movie. We've done watches of this. We did our two-parter, our watch-along commentary, and our deep dive into it, which was a great project. Check that out, guys. Watching the future and stuff. If you haven't seen that, the two-parter, I think it's on my channel too. I posted it. Put it together and put it on the channel. So both our channels, look for it on there. It's a great discussion with the two of us really diving into this movie. And this has been an annual tradition of watching this film for me on Halloween since I'm 6 years old, since this was the first film the horror film specifically that I saw at 6 on Halloween. Never forget it. It was on either AMC or USA Network, because they used to always play the horror films and stuff on Halloween. They play the Fridays, they play the nightmares, and I remember there was still TV guides back when I was 6, and I was looking through the TV guide, and I'm looking at movies, and then I see the title, and it just simply says Halloween, and then I said, "That's today." And little 6-year-old me, I said, "All right,
yeah,
that's today." And I go to USA Network, I put or whatever it was, I put it on, and then just I remember the music, just the theme immediately is drew me in, and then seeing the just through the eyes of what we find out as a kid, a
yeah,
few minutes into the opening scene. But as a young kid seeing that, first of all, I never really saw any type of like POV shots in movies or anything like that. So like being able to see through the eyes of someone moving around and stuff was like really kind of like something else, being that young and seeing that for the first time. And
yeah.
the mix of that and the score, and then of course Sandy Johnson, who I had Keith join me, and we had the pleasure of talking with her and having doing an interview with her. You get her tits there, a 6-year-old. That's a great scene too. And then you see that it's this kid. It's this kid just as young as I was when I saw the movie. Right, Michael was 6, and it's like, holy shit, like that could be me, like like that's like that's my age, that's like a kid that's me right there, that's anyone that I know that's 6. And it was scary, like seeing that reveal for the first time. It shakes you up as a kid watching that, and you realize it's a kid just like you. And
Yeah.
it's like, this isn't a monster. This isn't, Dracula or King Kong. This is just a kid. And later on, after the flash forward, all those years, just a man, but he's pure evil. He's just the
Yeah.
embodiment of evil, and everything. Just the music alone just made this a masterpiece. The first time I saw it, this is one of the earliest memories I have in my life. I don't remember much before like 4 years old. I remember when my sister was born, and I remember looking through the glass, the glass at the
Mhm.
hospital when you see the. So I was looking. I remember vividly seeing my sister there, and my parents being like, "Oh, it's your sister," and stuff. That's a memory. That's probably my earliest memory, and then maybe a few others, and then seeing Halloween. And
Yeah.
like that, that's how vivid it still is in my mind.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably the same with you. I mean, tell everybody the first time that you saw
Oh man.
Halloween, and
I was
how it
also
how it hit you.
I was also 6, but it was the year after it was on at the theater. When it debuted on HBO in 1979,
Hmm.
and I instantly got fascinated with it. I tormented my neighborhood. I would hide around the side of bushes and shit and watch people and breathe and shit. You know what I mean? It's like totally unhealthy fascination with the whole thing because like
Yeah.
you were saying, you don't see you didn't see very many things. I mean, like you see the POV shot from like Black Christmas, but we hadn't seen Black Christmas yet. Black Christmas
Yeah,
was out,
exactly. Yep.
but it just wasn't out and around all that much. And here
Yeah.
in the United States, it was known as Silent Night, Evil Night, or something like that. I do believe.
Oh, was it Silent Night, Evil Night? That's right. Yeah, I've heard the alternate titles. There was a few.
Yeah, I had neighbors coming up and talk to my mom and shit, and be like, "Hey, your son okay?" You know what I mean? And she was like, "What have you been doing?" I was like, "I'm just standing there watching." She's like, "Oh my God, you mean that Halloween movie?" And I was like, "Yeah." And my grandmother was convinced that I was going to be the next, because I would draw pictures of it and shit. I drew Bob stabbed up against the door.
Dude, I think a lot of us had that same experience, right? Because like the same thing with me. Like I used to wear the mask a lot and stuff. I had my Michael Myers mask, a Jason hockey mask too, and I used to wear them like not Halloween, like just random times of the year, and just put it on and just with the machete pretend and stuff. And same thing. My parents weren't really concerned about it or anything like that, but definitely shades of that. And I think a lot of us who were exposed to horror movies, that young, probably went through that same type of phase, as a kid, just dressing up as Michael or Jason or Freddy and putting the Freddy glove on and pretending you're cutting some bitch, you know what I mean? But it's all pretend, and it all is. And most people, thankfully,
that's the old argument. Do you expose a kid at a young age, or do you try to hide it from them and make it like forbidden fruit, and then later on
they really want after it, right? And it's like I mean, that's what I said this in a while. This was like at the beginning of the channel when I did the Cannibal Holocaust deep dive that took off like into the tens of thousands of views, and then stopped when it got age restricted. But I talked a little bit about how everyone, like not everyone, but most of us horror fans, who when we get into it young, eventually we want to find, right, like the most disturbing movies there is. Like after we see all the Freddys and the Nightmare films and Child's Play and all the slashers and all the known movies, The Exorcist stuff, we start diving into, all right, what's the more obscure stuff, and then we start going into what is the most disturbing movies out there. And I want to see them. And you hear of Cannibal Holocaust, and you hear of a Serbian film, and like Martyrs, and all those types of movies. So I think most of us horror fans who start young, we go through that phase of where's the most fucked up movies I could see.
I'm still kind of, you know what I mean? Because no matter how many fucked up ones you find that there's just that much more fucked up ones still out there. Except for Serbia, I could get as far as you could possibly go. That once was enough for me on that.
Yeah, I talked about that briefly this week on the stream. I did a podcast episode of it. I remember I made it a conscious decision to do a podcast on it and do it audio only, because I knew, when my dog sense of humor and shit, I didn't want my face on screen really. With certain things I might laugh at. That's the honest reason why I made it there as just audio only. And I even put like a comic relief and put the hamster dance. Remember that electronic stupid song with the hamster singing? I took that and put like a little clip in the beginning and said, all right, just put that in there just because the rest of this video is going to be dark as shit. So something just to lift your mood. But that movie, it's insane.
I'm definitely not a prude, man. I've never said that really about any other films at all.
Yeah,
but that one, I think it's to the point of unnecessary. You know what I mean?
It's way over the top.
What are you trying to prove? What is it you're trying to say?
Exactly. I mean, there is commentary on the porn industry and the main character or whatever gets sucked into it, but like it's not enough to warrant everything that goes on in the movie. You know what I mean? You're right. And the ending and the baby scene with the baby. I mean, that's just there for shock value. But I did defend the film in that review and the other night, in just the fact that it's competently made. It's a very well-made film. It's not like a real low-budget piece of shit, schlocky act. Like it's very competently made. It's directed well. It's edited well. I mean, all the technical aspects are there. It's just, the subject matter and the content. It's just something was a one and done mostly type thing. I think I've seen that movie maybe 3 times in my life since I'm a teenager. And the first time was to check it out. Second time was, I think, to show it to someone else, and the third time was to do that review. And that was it. Like, I have no desire to ever see that movie again, but it is competently made.
Oh yeah,
It says Dodgers game 7 tomorrow. That's right. Thanks
good.
for waiting until after the game finished. No doubt, man. So it worked out for everybody. What's up, Russell? How you doing, man? And what's up, Stacy? Hello and thanks. I like if Adam Arkin was a killer in H2O too, or secretly Michael. Yeah, that's right. Adam Arkin's in H2O. I never cared for H2O. There's some good stuff in it, but like that was the downfall, the start of the decline of the Halloween franchise for me. Because I really love 6, despite
I
all the
prefer the Strode character over the 2000. What they did with her in 2018.
That's you and me have talked about that a lot. Yeah, what they did with her trauma, right?
It wasn't too much, you know.
Yeah, what they do with Laurie's trauma.
Because to me, 2018 and the new trilogy, they destroyed everything that character was built on and based on in the original. She's just throwing everything over one night. I mean, I know it was fucked up, bad night, but
yeah, she's not like she's not the way she is because of like that one night 40 years ago, and then same with all the references in that last trilogy of like Haddonfield is known for this crazy history and stuff, and it's like it was just like 4 people or 5 people killed 40 years ago, and he's been locked up ever since. So the whole way they handle all that. Yeah,
she would have put herself back together in enough time to take care of her child and get herself back together.
I agree, absolutely.
Otherwise, that whole character is pointless in the first one. Because the whole point was that she was strong and she was just beyond where her friends were. Just like the trope thing.
And that's you're right. There was no like final girl trope for
back killed then. Because they were doing drugs and fucking. They got killed because they weren't paying attention because they were just being teenagers.
Yeah. And well, that's why you and me always agree with it, and we don't like the sibling reveal and stuff. I hate it that they made it. And I just saw an Instagram post the other day, quoting Carpenter quote or something, or him talking about Halloween 2, and said that he wrote the sibling thing in like one night in a drunken stupor, and he regretted it later on. And that's why there's no sibling relation in the 2018 trilogy and stuff. And I said, yeah, a lot of us fans never liked that. We never liked it. It sucks everything out of the character and the mystery. Michael's a voyeur. He loves stalking. He loves looking. He loves watching. He gets fixated. That's what we see it right from the yeah. Most people don't realize that, right? Because we see it right from the opening of the film, which we'll start in a minute. You see it as he's a kid. And how he's watching his sister and stalking her, and then he kills her. Then he gets put away. He escapes. He goes back to Haddonfield. And why does he pick Laurie? I mean, there's a few theories that we've talked about a lot, but the prevailing one I always go to is either he got infatuated with her, interested in her when she went to drop the keys off at the Myers house. Then I think it cemented that all and sealed all their fate when Annie screamed at him driving by and says, "Hey, asshole, speed kills." And he stops. And then he realized Laurie is with them. It's the same group of friends. And that's what I think is what made him go after them. But that's all the mystery you need.
Laurie reminded him of Judith. And
of Judith, too. Yep.
Annie turned him on. Annie was the focus and the target. Linda and Bob just happened to show up while he was there. And he probably wouldn't have went after Laurie at all. That's a 50-50 if she hadn't come over there.
Yeah, and that's all that stuff is all like speculative stuff and ambiguous, and I love that about the original film, and just having it. Oh, it's his sister, and he broke out to come kill his sister. That just sucks it all away. Let me see that again. Hold it up again.
It's right here in
okay, that's the novelization, right? The illustration
by Curtis Richard, yes. This 40th anniversary, and it describes what he's thinking and everything as he's watching Annie while he's stalking her. She spills the butter on her and all that kind of stuff, and he follows her all the way out to the laundry room and all that shit.
Yeah,
it describes what he's thinking, and it's a feeling he had never had before. And
Okay.
that's why he stalked her. He didn't go over to see Laurie and everything. He stayed there with Annie until she was
Oh
dead.
yeah, yeah. No, Annie was his first fixation for sure. Because I think you can even argue that if Laurie never went over across the street, that
Yeah.
she might have never been, a victim of Michael's either. Because until she goes over, finds all the bodies, is when he starts going after her, trying to kill her. What's up,
Yep.
Ginger? Happy Halloween to you. Well, I know it's past Halloween for you, and almost for us, almost ending. But man, this has been a great week. Everyone's saying, "What's up, Ginger, Russell, Cal? What's up?" They sold it to us like Sarah Connor versus Myers, and it wasn't that. Yeah, I mean, also it was popular at the time too. I mean, look, Empire Strikes Back with the reveal of Luke and Leia. It feels like it was like it was a thing in those years, like in the late '70s, early '80s, of having your bad guy stuff related to one of your protagonists in some way. So there's like a little trend that was going on. How you doing, Cal? Hope all is well, brother. Happy Halloween. Halloween 2, ever say, yeah, in your wildest dreams, which should be accurate because then it's in your dreams and in your opinion, and all is right in the world. But I mean, that's another thing I don't like about Halloween 2. I know Cal loves Halloween 2. I don't hate it or anything like that. I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for it. I grew up watching it just as much as the other sequels through 6. I just you guys know I hate hospital movies, and I feel like you have Laurie was such a strong character at Final Girl in the first film, and she's just a damsel in distress lying in a hospital bed for 75% of the movie, and that's another thing that really takes away from 2 for me. It kind of goes against the strength and stuff that she showed in the first one. Yeah, she does fight back eventually and stuff, but she's in the bed of that hospital for like 3/4 of the movie. And I don't know. It's definitely aged the worst for me over the years. But 5's aged the worst out of the original 6. 5 is my least favorite. But I still love 2. I still have nostalgia for it. And there's some great stuff in it too. But all right, anyone who wants to watch along, we have the I put the look movie link. It's also on Shudder, I think, and I'm sure it's on other places too. I don't know if it's on Tubi, but the look movie link is on there. I'll drop it again in the chat just to put it there.
I got a stack of versions of it here, man. There's like 13 versions.
Yeah, I know you. I think you showed me only Halloween editions once, and I was like, "Holy shit, man!" And I was like, "Too bad that wasn't Friday films, and it was 13 because that would work out perfectly." Like having 13 copies of the original Friday or Friday Part 4.
Oh shit, man! I probably got 6 or 7 of those.
Where's that look movie link? I copy so many fucking links. There it is. Halloween, yes. Russell said he loves The Tortured with Bill Moseley as the victim, Last House on the Left, and Daddy's Little Girl. Yeah, there's a lot of examples.
Yeah, I did that.
Last House, I love Last House.
Oh,
What'd you
yes.
say? Which one? You did?
Daddy's Little Girl. I did that on Extreme Theater. I have a copy of that up there too.
Oh, okay. That's right. I remember doing that. I've met way more people that like the relation. I've met way more people that can't stand it, and talk to more people who don't like it.
Yeah, you can do it right and make a good film without what they did in trilogy or do the brother sister thing. Look, they did it to begin with. All you had to do was bring him back a couple years later, a year or two later, have him stalk a whole new group of motherfuckers. Just do
like
it
it's not. And it's not a huge thing, like Cal. I see you heavily defending it already. It's not a huge thing. It's just something I never cared for. But then once you're past 2, and there's so many more entries in the series after that, and it's a thing for most of it, then you just kind of, all right, well, that's what it is. And then, but like when I look at Halloween and watch the original, that's not in my mind. They're not brother and sister. Anytime I'm watching the original Halloween, it's not in my head at all. He's going after them for the reasons we mentioned. It's ambiguous. He likes stalking and the various events that we mentioned that probably was what got Michael, going after the group here. of friends and babysitters, and specifically Annie and then Laurie. But it's not a huge thing, going forward. Like after 2, and then like 4 and 5, even though she's not in it, but like the relationship's still there, and you have Jamie and everything. Oh, that's fine. So it's just when it's just something I would have rathered it not be that.
I would have liked for it to be a standalone. Can you imagine if that was the only Halloween film? How legendary him appearing at the end would be?
Yeah, kind of like Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would still be going, remake. Did he ever come back? They'd still be talking about that.
Yep. I mean, I'd be fine. You and me always say we'd be fine if it was just Halloween '78 and then Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Right.
And it was just those 2 films. Like, I'd be happy if that was it. I mean, we wouldn't have Rob Zombie's remake, and specifically H2, like more particularly, but
I like to.
I know. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. I love that one so much better than the original Halloween 2.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I don't know what it is about that I like, but for some reason, reason, there's something about it.
Michael's brutal in that movie. I mean, just like Halloween 6, and that's one thing I always liked about The Curse of Michael Myers is how brutal Michael is in that, and how just pissed and filled with rage he is in that movie. All right, guys, we're going to do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, go, and then we will start it. You ready, Keith?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Now they could have left out him fathering Jamie's baby in it, but other than that,
Yeah. I mean, that's all some weird shit they go into.
I was like, why?
That's why, like, for those who haven't seen the producer's cut of Halloween 6, who in the chat or who see this in the future, watch it as soon as possible. But actually, that's maybe something I'll do just for my own personal viewing pleasure, and I'll share it like with people who want to see it. Like, I feel like if you take the first 2 acts of the producer's cut and the theatrical last third act of the theatrical cut, and you edit it together, that would be my ideal cut. With and also like the because you haven't seen the producer's cut.
Nope.
Oh, you got to watch the producer's cut, man. It's like a completely different film. I mean, there's still a lot of the same stuff, but it's the way it's, the order of it. There's different extra scenes and dialogue. The only thing that's not as good is that a lot of the effects work wasn't done yet at that point. So like the electrocution kill in the basement, the head doesn't explode. And he just gets electrocuted, and then it cuts, to the next scene because they didn't have the effects in place. And the score too is not fully finished. So for the kills, like if I might do that, edit a version together like that, mixing the 2. Because the only other thing I would change is like I would take the effects from the theatrical version and insert that into the first 2 acts of the producer's cut. So wherever I would add in like the effect, so it would be a full effect. Maybe I'll do that, and I'll share it on like Google Drive or something. But watch the producer's cut when you get a chance. That's because he actually that's the only other film that Michael is back to like his voyeur stalkish ways. Like he stalks and in scenes that are only in the producer's cut, that aren't in the theatrical cut. When he stalks what's her name? I forget. One of the relatives of Laurie that's living in the Strode house. They show Michael stalking her at the school. And then they show him stalking one of the kids, I think, or something else. So that's the closest that we ever got again, really, to Michael Myers stalking and being a voyeur like he was in the first film.
He did it briefly in 5 when he was stalking Rachel before he attacked her. But other than that,
that's a key point what you just said too. Like before he attacked her. That's the key distinction, like because in like how he stalks Tommy at the school in this film, he doesn't kill Tommy. That's just him. That's him doing his voyeur thing. That's with Rachel, that's like stalking her right before a kill. You know what I mean?
He likes that the best. I that's what he digs the most. He loves the stalk. He loves the whole.
Exactly. So
that's why this film is this first one. It's mainly that.
Yeah, and his presence, the way that Carpenter made sure that he's on screen for like his presence is felt on screen throughout the entire film. And there's so many times you see Michael driving by in the background and there's no attention brought to it or anything like that.
Mhm.
And so it always makes you have it in the back of your mind that he's there somewhere. Michael's driving around, he's walking around, he's somewhere creeping, and you're looking for him throughout the whole movie because of that.
Yeah. Like when
Uh,
the three girls are walking home and they come around that corner there and
yep.
music hits and he comes turning around there. It's like he knew exactly where they were, or he were looking for him. He was looking for him and got lucky. One of the two.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me catch up on the chat quick. Cal said, funny people say they have happy they took that related stuff out. The new trilogy into the shit was ass. Now I see people retracting it. Most people don't know what they want. That is true. Most people don't know what they want. I mean, but I mean that is kind of a sneaky point though, Cal, that you're trying to make there, because that's kind of implying that people didn't like the trilogy just because they took out the sibling relationship, which there's a million reasons that I don't like the trilogy. There's nothing to do with anything with that. So, I mean, there's a lot wrong with those movies, for us that has nothing to do with the sibling thing. So that's kind of like a straw man argument. But yeah, people don't know what they want. I mean, you look how many times, Cal, that people want sequels, and they say, then you get a sequel that's completely different outside the box, and they say, this is way too different. I wanted more of the same. I thought you wanted something different. Yeah, and then if it's the same thing, exactly. If it's the same, too much the same, then it's the same thing. I want something. You can't win either way.
People are unpleasable, man. They really are.
Yep, for the most part, pretty much.
I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I want, and it's not the new trilogy or the brother sister thing.
What would you do? I would like to see Judith, like her life explored before Michael killed her. That would be interesting.
It made me wonder what when they were talking about doing the series, exactly what they would do. Because
speaking of Judith, sorry to interrupt you, but new Judith on screen.
I couldn't help it when we were interviewing her. I kept seeing this heart, dude.
Dude, I know. Me too. That's so funny. Me too.
It made me feel bad because she's an older lady. You know what I mean? And I felt so rude.
I know. I had the same thought pop in every now and then seeing this scene.
See you sitting there brushing her hair. I kept going, stop that. Stop.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Because she's,
you know what it is? It's, you know what it is? Because it's been ingrained. That image has been ingrained in our brains since we were 6.
Right.
That's what it is. It's like a primal thing. It's just a primal thought,
Because she's that age now. You don't see her like that now. She doesn't have tits now. Now she has bosom.
Yeah, bosom. Exactly. That's a great way of putting it. Yep.
She's an older lady. You need more respect than that,
That's fun. Yeah, exactly. No, and she was so great. That was a great interview.
I like the dog, man. I really did. Stop sniffing around.
This is I love the pan out shot here, except for the fact that the parents aren't saying anything or doing anything or taking the knife from the kid or nothing like that. But I mean, it's so stylish, and that's the point of it. Smith's Grove, Illinois.
That was soap opera type, like on a soap opera. If you ever seen soap opera. At the end of the scene, when somebody says something fucked up to them, and they just stop and they cock their eyebrow and just for seconds, they don't say anything at all, and then it goes to a commercial.
Or like a freeze, not a freeze, but like a linger shot or something like that. Yeah, exactly. It was definitely a stylistic choice.
Shocked, man. They didn't understand. They knew that they seen their son come out of the house with a big, long fucking knife that was bloody, and they were in shock. Just like so was he.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was definitely that was. Now, do you think in Carpenter's universe, right? Now, maybe you can shed more light on it because you've read the novelization, and I don't know if it mentions anything in the book about it. But what do you think Michael's life was like before leading up to this? Because we hear in the remake and we hear in Resurrection, and none of that I'm talking about. I'm talking about just in the context of this movie. Because in the remake with Zombie, we see that like he was beaten and like his stepdad and all that bullshit, and the chair in Resurrection they find, but that was planted there in Resurrection.
Up to a certain point, he got about 5 or into being 5, almost 6 years old. He began to hear voices, and he got really jealous of Judith and her boyfriends, because him and Judith were real close before her boyfriends.
Is that from the novel? Is that mentioned in the novel?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
And what it was he began to get jealous there, and it gave him a lot of time on his own. And it got to where he didn't have anybody to do anything with anymore. He was kind of by himself. And there was one scene, there's one particular time in the book where he was over at his grandmother's, and he was describing to her, he was just talking to her, and then she began to realize that he was disturbed.
So all right, so there's actually someone in the novel is what his grandmother said?
Yes, she just noticed that he was a lot.
So there's somebody actually that did notice before, like a warning sign, warning signs.
Like, his mom, but she was like, "Oh, he's fine. He's just adjusting because Judith's gotten older now, and she's starting to notice boys, and she was doing more noticing boys. They just didn't know it." But
that's interesting. Yeah. I've never read the novelization. I remember I had the book. I had the paperback novelization way back in the day. It was just the cover of, like, the poster of the movie was the cover of the paperback. And I don't think I ever read it. I know I had it, but I never read it.
Now, in the prologue of the book, it doesn't take place in Haddonfield or anything. It takes place in like with the Druids and all that kind of stuff. And that's where in the book,
you mentioned that. You've told me about that, how it starts.
He's possessed to by a druid spirit that had started fantasizing and was really obsessed with this girl, and she didn't want anything to do with him. So he attacks her and kills her down by a stream, and they catch him and they bury him alive in a basket. And the druid priest curse him to walk the earth forever. And then it brings it to Haddonfield.
Nice. I got to read that novelization. I'm just checking the chat. What's up, Drake? Yeah, Drake, if you want to join us and hop on, man, or Synth, or if any of you guys, if anyone wants to jump on with us, I'll drop the link.
But it's a different way. Now, the novel was made after the film, so But Curtis Richards was in touch with and corresponding with Carpenter and Hill, so it's obviously something they agreed to.
Oh yeah. So I'm sure most of what's in the novelization is probably came from Carpenter's mind and intentions. With the characters.
Like if they'd had more money, they may have went a little further. I'm quite glad they didn't have that much money to go that deep, because I like it better like this. Yeah. But the truth is interesting. It's definitely a different take on it.
Yeah, so Drake agrees. The new trilogy fucking sucks. Most of it. The dude was way too quick upstairs. Yeah, I mean, Judith's boyfriend is so fast. That's like the shortest sex ever. He's faster than Bob. He's faster. At least Bob got some legs for a while. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but Bob is fucking Linda's thigh in that scene.
He's doing nuts on that motherfucker. It's funny that was going to be Dennis Quaid, but Dennis Quaid got the role in the TV movie Are You in the House Alone? And so he didn't get to do that part. So they chose John Michael Graham.
Yeah, no, that's right. Dennis Quaid was
Bob Sims. Yeah, Bob. Like, does anybody know what Paul's last name is in this? Well, that's John Carpenter on the phone. But Paul has a last name.
What's his last name?
Friedman.
Interesting. I didn't know that. There's Laurie. There's our scream queen in the making.
She's probably about as lame and dorky as you can get, man. She's just like she. I know. Right? She wants everything that her friends do. Her friends are cool. You can tell they probably wouldn't be friends if they weren't in this little town, and they probably grew up together all the way through elementary school and junior high. And otherwise, they probably wouldn't be friends.
This is the type of town, like you said, it's small town and everyone knows each other. Everyone knows everyone's secrets. Every drama and bit that comes out, everyone knows, by the end of the day, they all go to church probably together, see each other all the time. That's the type of
Yeah.
place this is, with palm trees for some reason in Illinois.
Worrying
But
about right, you
whatever,
can see
we
it.
ignore that always.
I didn't notice that as a kid. I did not see that. Of course, I didn't realize when I
I
was
didn't
7 or 8
notice it as a kid either. Nah.
that palm trees didn't grow in Illinois. I didn't know that shit.
Mhm.
I didn't know the
No,
fucking
yeah.
palm tree was when I was 6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't notice any of that,
Spring
and
chicken tree,
for
mom.
many watches and stuff after that until you get older and you start realizing things like that.
The trope thing kills me, man. The trope thing didn't exist. Critics and the fans created trope, the idea of a trope. No one else. Carpenter was not trying to make a trope here. They got killed because they weren't paying attention because they were being teenagers. That's it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It wasn't
Your
tropes.
your boy's gonna join us. That cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Here's the link at Drake. He messaged me earlier on Instagram, said Happy Halloween. I said same. He said I saw you're doing Halloween. I said I'll be there. I said yeah, we do it every year. So I was gonna actually say you should join us. So I'm glad you can. Love that shot. That's one of my favorite shots too. This movie has like at least 7, 8, 9 shots in it that are top shots for me in film.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's one of them when she turns around and sees Michael just when he steps out from the bush.
Mm-hmm. See what he's thinking. She reminds him of Judith. That's the whole reason he starts watching and following her and not trying to do anything, but just watch it. He's just like amazed by it.
And I don't know how many people realize that this was when 6 came out or 5 came out. That this was Dr. Wynn, because there was a different actor, I mean, in 5 and 6. So you had to really be a hardcore Halloween fan of the original to even remember this quick scene here. And then they try to use it though to explain that he fucking taught Michael how to drive. and all that bullshit. So it's stupid. But I mean, you do have to notice that. And this is one of the first movies, I mean, that really made this a cliche to a point after a while. So many movies ripped off of this with the protagonist in the classroom, daydreaming and not paying attention to some lecture that is relative to whatever's going on in their life or is going to happen at some point in the movie.
Yeah,
that we've seen a million times since this movie.
I think that's where Carpenter started writing the brother sister thing, is because his whole mindset is why he was watching and following and stalking her is because she reminded him of his sister. So he just put that together after he got drunk on like a 6 or 12 pack a night and decided to make him brother sister.
Interesting. Yeah,
because the idea to begin with is because she reminded him of Judith, and so he just took that, expanded on it, and decided to make her brother sister, and he regrets it to this day.
What up, Ben? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
We got Gore. We got Son of Gore and Papa Gore. What's up, man? Happy Halloween, brother. You hear us? Yeah, we both said it at the same time. He's frozen or not. I'll just wait and see. And now he's moving a bit.
My youngest son.
I hear you now.
14 years ago, I moved to a little town just like Haddonfield. So my youngest son, my 18-year-old, grew up in a town like Haddonfield, and he's known all the same people going all the way up through school and now into college. So I know I totally understand, because I came from a bigger city a little bit and then got here. So I now know the last 14, 15 years what it would be like to grow up in a little Haddonfield.
Yeah. I lived upstate in north of Water. I lived in Watertown for like 2 years, near a little north of Syracuse, New York. Then I lived and managed a hotel, restaurant, Irish pub in Cape Vincent, New York, which was a small little town. I mean, smaller than Haddonfield. So like that, same thing. Like I know that type of small town thing and how drama, any news, anything at all, you hear it from anybody around. Like everyone knows There's no
when you take a
mystery.
shit, they know it.
Yeah.
You know.
Drake, do you hear us? Is your camera working? Or?
Hey, what's happening, man?
Mm-hmm.
You hear us good?
I hate this camera, dude. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Now he's watching Tommy because Tommy
what's the
reminds
time?
him of him. Tommy reminds him of him when he was younger.
Yeah, that's what I always thought too. Reminds him of him as a kid before he got locked away for.
Tommy's a little older. He's like 8, 9, 10, something like that, I do believe. But yeah. He's come back home here and he's been around these mental patients all this time and doctors. So I think he's 10.
Tommy.
Maybe
I think he might be 10, right? Him and Lindsay. I think they're like 10, 11 tops. I mean, I'd be surprised if they were 11. 10, I would say.
Let me see if I can't find it here real quick.
If you want, Drake, if you want to try coming out and then coming back in, sometimes that helps, like solving any of those issues.
Yeah, his
Catherine Isabel as his picture. That is awesome. I love me some Catherine Isabel. I adore that woman. Ever since Ginger Snaps. And this is why I always say, like, I want to say 4 kills in this movie whenever I talk about the kills, but then I always forget about the mechanic here.
Yeah.
And then I have to correct. I say 4. There's only 4 kills. Oh no, 5 kills, because then I think, oh yeah, mechanic dude. Just for his clothes.
Yeah, it covers time when he was in Smith's Grove and everything. But let me see. I'm trying to find where.
Okay. And timestamp, Drake. Timestamp is 20 minutes exactly right now. 20-minute mark.
Here it is. Okay. I'm gonna find out exactly how old Tommy is here. Oh, here we go.
I would say 9, 10, 11 tops, I would think. Hey, Carrie. Happy Halloween. I hope everyone had a spectacular Halloween. Very good. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now, Drake. You're at the you got the timestamp? You heard the timestamp?
Yeah, I got the timestamp.
All right, cool. Yeah,
I might be a couple seconds ahead of everybody, but
yeah, it's all right. I'm at 20. I'm at 20, 53, 54, 55, 56. They're walking in the street. Annie's smoking. They're passing a cigarette around.
Yeah,
and Annie just pulled up.
Yeah, and this is the scene that I think is what cements them and really puts them in Michael's sights. In a few minutes when he drives by.
Yeah, when he
right
gets
here,
the
and she screams out. I mean, because I don't think he heard them. I mean, the windows aren't down, and from that far away, I don't think. Is the window down? Actually, it is down, I think, but I still don't think he heard her. He heard her yell, but I don't know. I don't know exactly if he heard exactly what she said.
Well, the reason why he's quote unquote following Laurie around is because she reminds him of his sister.
Yeah.
And then his actual target is Annie.
Yeah, that's
it's not Laurie.
Keith was saying a bit ago. That's right, because he gets fixated on Annie before he goes after Laurie.
In the book, it talks about her womanly figure and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right, Keith. That's what you're saying. How he gets turned on almost by Annie by watching.
Like it's the first time he ever felt that.
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, he was locked up since he was 6.
He was confused by it. He didn't understand why what it was he was thinking, or thinking that way. He didn't understand, and it made him irritated.
Well, I mean, you can't blame bro though. I mean,
Yeah, I know, right?
Nancy Loomis at this time was adorable,
Yeah.
Well, Kiez, as she is known now.
They do a good job of making sunny California here look really dreary and really full, like really, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Absolutely. Me and Nan were talking about the like movies with the most, like the best Halloween feel and look and aesthetic. And Halloween 4 came out because Trick or Treat, I think, is it would be in like my top 10 movies, like with the best Halloween aesthetic and feel and look to
Yeah.
it. Trick or Treat for sure.
Yeah.
But Halloween 4, I think, would be, and Halloween 3, but Halloween 4 specifically, I think has the best Halloween feel, look to it. Even the daytime scenes, as good as they do in the original here, like the daytime scenes in 4 have a darkness to them that really like shines through it. Despite it being day, it still looks like it's Halloween. Like it has that perfect Halloween feel to it.
Yeah, even the first opening shot of Halloween 4 focuses in on, let's say, like cornfields dampened down from,
Yeah,
autumn hitting, all the pumpkins that are all carved and all the Halloween decorations and shit. It definitely puts you in the moment. That's one
yeah,
thing 4
it's
does
great.
do well is put you in the moment.
Yeah, I always thought that it had the best atmosphere, the best Halloween feel, the most Halloweeny out of the Halloween films. I mean, the original comes close right behind it.
Mhm.
And Trick or Treat, like I said, would be another one. I'm trying to think of other ones. All Hallows Eve by Damien Leone. That's a good one. That has a good Halloween feel
Mhm.
to it. Um,
Mhm.
Terror, well, and you can, I guess, add Terrifier, the original. That one has a good Halloween feel, but not over the top, like too much Halloween.
Well, I
Well,
mean, even Ginger Snaps has quite a
Ginger Snaps have,
Halloween-y feel to it.
yeah, the
It's got some
Halloween
pure
party they go
autumn
to.
feel to it, yeah.
You
Yeah, it's
know, it's
got this
funny that was,
gothic feel.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I saw your picture of Isabel when you turned the camera off. Oh God, I love Catherine Isabel so much. Ever since I saw Ginger Snaps, and then Ginger Snaps, then American Mary, especially when that came out, that role, I was like, oh man, I was like,
Flavor
she is
Oh,
City.
so
dude, she looked her best when she decided to dye her hair kind of a silverish color in the front. She first comes through that
Yeah,
door to
yep,
school. That is
yep.
an
Oh, and the
iconic ass
Ginger
shot right
Snaps, yeah, absolutely. And Emily Perkins, I mean, they make her down a bit, I think, in the series because I
Yeah.
think she's a
there. She's
very,
still
very
pretty though.
attractive girl too. Yeah, I think she's a very
Yeah.
attractive girl, and
Oh
she's a
yeah.
great actress too, right up there with Isabel. I mean, she
Oh,
carries
very
Ginger
much.
Snaps too
Yeah.
because
Yeah. She
Well, I mean, she
Isabel's
was.
got this
not in it.
beauty look on her face all the time. The whole time she's always like throughout the whole
Yeah, yeah,
fucking movie. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause I mean,
I mean, she
Catherine's
always has
only
this
in it
look
for
on
like
her face like she's
2
holding
minutes.
in a shit, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like this, like confused. Like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Just just angry.
That's
Just
funny.
disdain for everybody
She does.
around.
Like that,
Except
like
Ginger.
shocked, surprised look, or like disgust, like a look of disgust, kind of that she has on.
Well, I mean, nobody hangs out with the Fitzgerald sisters. I mean, everybody
Yeah, I
wants
know.
to fuck Bridget. Well, not Bridget, but
People
Ginger.
are
Everybody
afraid.
wants to fuck Ginger.
Yeah,
They're
But
scared of them.
Bridget, she's just so weird.
yeah.
But she
And
finally gets a dude that's attracted to her in the pothead, the pot smoking dude. He's like,
yeah, him. Then
oh, okay, there's something there.
there's a few because I made a joke about the pretty dark one, like on my video for the third one, like a year ago, the
Oh
prequel. Because
God, yeah,
I was saying,
yeah,
what is with? I was making a joke about like, all right, so Ginger's supposed to be the more attractive one, right? And like
Yeah.
just by what they say in the film, like not even my opinions on it or anything, she's portrayed as the hot one, and she's the one that, like you said, that all the guys are going after Ginger and everything. And then I joke and I said, so why is everyone trying to rape Bridget in this franchise? Because there's like two or three scenes throughout the series, one in the first one, I think, and one in the second movie that someone tried to rape
yes,
Bridget. And so
yes.
the
There's
joke was kind of like, why Bridget? You know, and of course it's a joke, and I'm joking 100%. But it made me think, like, why is everyone trying to rape Bridget in that series all the time? You had the guy in the hospital in 2 that straight up goes in a room and says, like, you know, you want the
Yeah.
wolf stain or whatever, you know, you got to do
Yeah, like
this
you
and
gotta
stuff.
do a little something, something for her, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. So it's like, why is everyone trying to assault this girl?
You know, it doesn't explain it, but I think prior to the film, I think before that, people were used to being Ginger and Bridget being a little more like I think Ginger had just developed; she had just come out of her shell, the ugly duckling, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I don't think she
Yeah,
was supposed to be very
Yep.
attractive prior. It doesn't explain that, but that's
yeah.
the idea. Yeah,
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Yep.
she had just developed like in that summer before they come back to school. She had just become a lot more
Mhm.
attractive.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's why
Bridget,
and she
there,
also she got her period too in the movie. I
right?
got the curse, she says, you know. I mean, so that's her
Yep, the
developing.
curse.
Yeah, the curse. I love how they refer to it as that, the curse. Carrie said I watched
Every
Goosebumps
video
both
I
remasters
make,
there, 1 and 2. Nice. What were you
yeah, man,
saying, Jake?
every video I make talking about anything having to do with the cycle or what for, I always refer to it as the curse now. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Well,
such
always
a
the
basically,
great
curse.
werewolf movie.
what the movie's about when you come right down to
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a coming of age movie.
it.
It mainly focuses around the pubescent and coming into adulthood. And
Yeah.
what that movie is the fear of coming into adulthood is really
Yep.
what that movie's really about. Coming
Oh
into
yeah,
your own, finding
absolutely.
out who you are.
Yep. I mean, this film I've heard
And
described. Actually, Lauren described this movie Halloween as just as a film of, you know, the fear of urban crime. You know, and of having
mhm,
someone, you know, just come into your home or, you know, wherever your safest place. And that's basically, it was an interesting way that I never really heard it described when Lauren said that. And that was like 3.5 years ago when I first met Lauren, when I first started doing this. And he was started talking about Halloween, and he brought that up, and I said, you know, I never thought of it exactly like that, but yeah, pretty much.
He's
It's
well
like
outside the box. Yeah,
oh
he's a
yeah,
little,
yeah,
he
he
sees
always
things
is.
a little differently. So he
Well,
goes places.
he's a writer. He's a writer too, so that has a lot to do with it too. He always looks at things through a
Yep,
writer's lens.
yep.
Because
So yeah,
he's published like 7 books, 6 or 7 books, I think,
hmm.
in his career. Yeah, he's been a writer for years.
Yeah, he's very interesting to listen to. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, anytime that I talk to Lauren, which it's been a while since
Nice
I
guy,
talked to him, I
nice
gotta hit
guy.
him up. Oh yeah, very good guy. And like we were talking about the other night, and said he's like a fucking encyclopedia of
Yeah,
film. He grew up reading the Giallo, you know, Yellow Spine Giallo novels and stuff, and foreign films. I mean, Lauren is like an encyclopedic cinephile. Like, I mean,
yeah.
and we're up there, like, you know, like we know I should, but he's like takes it to another level that
Indian
he could
horror. Yeah,
everything, and it just
yeah.
yeah, any type of foreign horror, any genre. He's like a historian. He just brings that shit up. Cal says, "How the heck did another person's up there?" Yeah, I dropped the link, Cal, and he clicked it. That's Drake. That's Gorst. That's Keith's son.
Yeah, Cal
So
knows that.
subscribe.
You
Yeah,
should.
I'm fucking with him because he doesn't know how somebody got up here. uh,
he said the fuck.
hey, Cal, so it's magic. Hey, Karen, what's it? Hey, JC, you have a ghost on your head. I know. It's been bothering me too. I was going to take the border off or change it because I was looking at it, and then I got
Yeah, you
swept up
got a
in whatever conversation, and I forgot all about it.
oh yeah, you got
Thank
a
you, though,
ghosty on
Gary,
your
for
face,
reminding.
and Gore's got a
Yeah,
book covering half of his.
yeah, I know. I was looking at it. I was like, I got to get rid of that. That's better, right? Yeah, that's much better.
Ah, there we
Yeah, yeah,
go.
that's better.
There we
Yeah.
go.
All right. Oh,
Yeah, there it
I
is.
saw that like 15 minutes ago. And it was bothering me then. And I went to hit settings, and then I just forgot and got distracted. So thank you, Carrie, for reminding me about that. That's funny. It's not. I mean, it's not bothering you. You just wanted to give you a heads up. Thank you. I watched Trick or Treat earlier, and it's still missing something for me. I don't know what it is. That's what I said during it. I mean, Nanette loves that movie. It's a favorite of hers, and I think it's a great movie. It's just
Oh
it
yeah,
always it would always was missing something for me too. That and I still don't know what
yeah,
it
it's
is either.
missing. Yeah, it's missing that it thing. It's
Yeah,
got
it's
the it factor,
that if
but in
that it
reverse.
factor, that X factor. It's missing that X
It's got that
factor.
it factor, but in reverse. It just ain't got it,
Yeah.
and you're wondering where the hell it is.
Yeah, it's one of those, and a lot of times you can figure out like why a movie's not working for you or something like that. But like that's one, and it's not, it's not that it doesn't work for me because I do like it, but like why it doesn't like land as highly as it does for a lot of like big fans of it, and that film has a big following and a lot of fans. Trick or Treat, and, this just
Oh
something
yeah, it's
missing,
definitely one of
something
my.
keeping it back for me from being
Oh
like
yeah,
an
it's definitely one
excellent
of my
film.
seasonal watches. Uh,
Yeah, that's what I
oh yeah, I
mentioned in
like
that
it.
stream. I watch it every October or most Octobers. I've skipped over it a few times. I was supposed to do a stream with Nanette last year on it, and I had to cancel it for whatever reason. So luckily, we were able to finally do it this year. So last year I didn't watch
No,
it actually during October.
That's the
Uh,
novel. That's a Halloween novelization put into like an audio book. So if anybody wants to check it out,
oh yeah, yeah,
oh yeah, we
definitely.
saving that. Oh yeah, we saving those. Oh yeah, we
Love the
saving
score.
those.
Love the score kicking in.
Oh yeah.
All the whole score in this, I really think it's the greatest score ever in a film. I put this at number one on my top scores list
Oh
because
cool,
and
thanks, JT.
not even just the main theme, just all of it.
yeah,
Laurie's theme, the house theme, the
all
chase, all of it,
all
and yeah, and when it's all implemented, like every scene that uses each piece and each composition, it's all picked perfectly of where it all goes. And you play one note, two notes of this theme for anyone, and they know what it is.
yeah.
Dun-dun-dun. That's all you got to do. And even
Yep.
people who aren't horror fans or Halloween fans and stuff, they will know immediately. Oh, that's Halloween. That's how iconic it is. And then Carpenter was inspired by Goblin from their score for Suspiria for this theme.
What's your favorite horror movie score, JT?
Favorite horror movie score
Uh-huh.
is this film.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, this movie. This is number one.
Oh, I was
Number
spaced out
two.
on the chat.
Yeah, I know it happens. That's the thing. Keeping track of all that shit. Yeah, this movie, and then I forgot the order I put my top in. That was like a random list I did a while ago, but Candyman is up there in the top five. Cannibal Holocaust is in the top 5 or 10. I'll go by top 10. Cannibal Holocaust is in there. Candyman is in there. This is in there. Deep Red is in there. Few other ones that I can't think of. Haunting of Julia or Full
Zombie.
Circle is in there. Zombie, I think Zombie made it. No, City of the Living Dead made my top 10 and the Beyond. I think I grouped those all together actually. That would make it all three of
Oh,
those. Zombie, City of the Living Dead, and the Beyond. The
oh, nice.
Exorcist. The Exorcist is in the
Is that
top 10 also.
oh,
So you got some
um
most Psycho. So you got some classic ones. Day of the Dead. That's another one that's a favorite. So you got some classics, some ones that are expected, and then you got a few ones you wouldn't hear on a lot of people's lists.
oh man, it's hard for me to choose. My two favorites, not in any particular order, is probably Children of the Corn and Carrie.
Trim the corn's good too. Yeah.
Children of the Corn has a great fucking score. Who did the score for that? I always forget.
Um,
I
because
don't know.
that all that evil choir stuff is really really good in that film.
I've got the album here.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's one vinyl I need to get a hold of.
Yeah, let me see. I'll look it up.
Let's
Oh,
see.
cool. Episode 2 of Welcome to Derry came out. It looks like so. That means I can watch episode 1 and 2 because I haven't watched the first one yet.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm really wanting to. Beyonce is wanting to watch it too.
Yeah, I watched 15 minutes or so of the first opening 15 of the first episode, and then I got distracted and didn't finish it. And then I wanted to wait for the second episode. That way I can watch. I have 2 to watch back to back. And now it seems like I think it dropped today. So maybe after this, I'll be throwing that on.
Yeah, I usually wait until the whole series comes out before I watch it because I don't want to be waiting for no damn episodes now.
Gary, exactly. I know. I hate that. That's why I wait at least for like a second episode or a third one. So at least you can binge 2-3 episodes and not just have one episode that's just building whatever series it is and the story and stuff. And usually it's just setting up everything. So I like to have at least a second or third you can hop into. And
yeah, like I didn't fully watch. Yeah, like I didn't fully watch series like Oz, True Blood, or any of them until the whole series was already done and over for like 4 years.
That's funny. What's up, Ben? Ghost teabagging me. Yeah, not anymore. Now I'm being teabagged by the number 9 with an I. That's cool. But I see that because it's the stream. I'm going through. How you doing, Ben? Happy Halloween, man. Even though it passed 24 minutes ago. We're partying Halloween through the weekend. That's why we got 3 more movies because I had to move the Trilogy of Terror again. That movie was getting no love. And I just said earlier today in the stream, I said, I'm surprised 18 movies in the last across 9 days this whole week. I said, and none of them had to get canceled for any reason. And then I had to move fucking Trilogy. But now we're going to do Trilogy of Terror for a late night on Sunday to close the whole weekend out in this whole last 10 days. And tomorrow is Funny Games US at 3 p.m. And the late night is Mario Bava's Lisa and the Devil. So we got the weekend planned, and then back to reviews and deep dives and shit all week.
Yeah, I like how you manipulated the poll on that one.
Yeah, I know. I had, yeah, damn right. I was making sure everyone who came into those chats, I said, I told that story 3 times purposely. Everything I do, there's a plan behind it.
Yeah, everything
it's like everything. There's a plan.
Yeah,
and
like
that was it. Tell that story.
Game.
Yeah. Come on, I was thinking to myself, like, who's gonna pick House of Wax over Funny Games? Except for people who've never seen Funny Games, which now in retrospect, probably more people haven't seen Funny Games than have seen House of Wax.
Because mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. I just figured because it had such a bad reputation with a lot of people and with myself included. I thought I was a safe bet. Turned out being kind of close at first. Now it's been I think there's like maybe 30 something votes, and it's like 70 Funny Games, like 30% House of Wax.
Puppy dog.
Yeah, I made sure to vote at least a couple of times for a Funny Game, just making sure.
Thank you. That's funny. Yeah, we needed that win. Because I mean, I would honestly, I'd be waking up tomorrow or probably already kind of like hungover, not hungover from drinking, but just like in a party mood all night, and waking up and like, oh, House of Wax is what I got to watch at 3 today. That's not a good way to wake up after Halloween. Much better way is, all right, we got fucking Funny Games to watch at 3 p.m. Great afternoon for Saturday. That's the mood I'd rather be in. And that's why I made fucking sure I told that story 4 times. So, yeah, let's pick this one and this one. That's losing. And get out there and vote, guys. Make sure.
Yeah, guys, vote for Funny Games because I do not want to be doing House of Wax.
Exactly, pretty much. I did the same thing with the Exorcist poll. when I put all the polls up for all the movies that this week that I didn't pre-choose as the annual watches for a few days, and most of them went in the direction I expected them to, but that's why Trilogy of Terror and Tales from the Crypt 72 ended up both happening because I jumped the gun, and Trilogy of Terror, and I picked that one because I wanted that one, and then I said which one to go up against it, and I saw another anthology. I said, all right, Tales from the Crypt, I haven't seen that movie in forever, and then Trilogy was winning, and then somewhere the Tales from the Crypt fans came in and they started flooding it, voting for Tales. I said, I already scheduled the stream and everything for Trilogy, so I said, all right, we'll just add Tales from the Crypt then to the lineup, and that one became another one. And now Trilogy of Terror is the one that's been moved twice, so that it's fitting that it'll be the one to close it all out Sunday night.
That's a good one, man. All the stories written by Richard Madison. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. I grew up on that one, man. My older brother was terrified of it when he was a kid.
I mean the third segment with the Zuni doll is the best. I mean the other two are nowhere near as good. And I mean we have Karen back in all three, and she's an icon, and she's great through all of them. And like the first one's like when she's a witch or something, it's the teacher, she seduces the kid, and it's been a while, so I don't remember the second one as much, but the third one is the one everyone remembers, and that's why it's like a term now. Like when I talk anthologies, and it's if there's only one real great segment, I'll say it as Trilogy of Terror syndrome. It suffers from because that, and the fact that people only remember the Zuni doll segment. And same with some other anthologies, they only remember one segment or so from it.
Yeah. I like all three of them. The third one is the best, but the first one's the witch, and the second one is where you got the woman and her sister that look exactly alike, and then you got which has the dad / grandpa from Punky Brewster in it.
Yeah.
And then you got the third one with that doll, man. I have that doll.
Oh yeah,
and it's an exact replica, same size and everything. Expensive. Nice. He was.
Carrie said, since we have 10 people in the chat, just in case, I'm gonna drop some channel links. Yeah, go ahead, Carrie. Thank you. She's been dropping some links for Gore's channel, for Drake's channel.
Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that.
How do you forget about The Haunting of Julia? You did the watch along with me, Carrie, like 2 years ago. And you kept bitching at me about the music being loud. And I said, yeah, because it's one of the greatest scores in a movie. You damn right it's going to be loud if we're watching it. I don't forget anything. I remember that. I will literally listen to John Carpenter scores on repeat, anything. Yeah, I mean, all of them. And Beltrami especially. All I'm going to say about Welcome to Derry is there are some connections to other Stephen King books. I figured that. I mean, especially because, I mean, at this point, there's connections between all of his stuff. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a whole universe. I mean, the Dark Tower series helped cement that and brought a lot of those things together. Randall Flagg and Stephen King himself being put into the Dark Tower series as a character in like the 6 or 7 books or something like that. Maine, so I mean,
because they're in Maine, and
a lot of Yep,
still
Maine and then Castle Rock and Derry are both locations and towns we see multiple stories. We see Derry and Dreamcatcher. The characters from Derry. Who else? What other book besides it? In Derry, there's one or two more I'm thinking of. The Body, or that Stand By Me was adapted into, or from. That one's also in Derry.
Yeah, that's his
bunch.
His main relived thing is bullying. That tells me he was bullied a lot as a kid, because you notice there's always bullies, always.
Yeah, there's so many bullies in every Stephen King story. There's a bully or a group of bullies. Always.
But he was fucked with obviously a lot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you see that nose. I'm sure because that nose. He's got the tiny ass nose that's like shrunken into his face that he always had. like a Who from Whoville.
Oh, yeah,
Write me some
yeah.
green eggs. Write me some green eggs and fucking ham, King.
That's where he's from. I've been trying to figure
I
that out.
love Stephen King, but yeah,
Yeah, he's a
he always
fucking
had
Who.
always has that little Who nose that goes up a bit, and more
I
so like
Yeah, he's
as
a
the years have gone on too. I mean, as he's aged,
Yeah.
it's been like even more prominent, like to note and noticeable.
He pisses me off sometimes, the man. King
Yeah,
King got little viewpoints that irritates the shit out of me because they're so obnoxious. Like shit he says about Bela
Yeah.
Lugosi just rubs me, it puts me backwards bad.
yeah, he has a lot of outspoken opinions and stuff that he
Of course so
tweets a
do I.
lot and shit on social media. He posts like a lot of random stuff, like opinions on things.
Yeah, I talked some shit to him on one of them. He was mouthing some shit off, and I gave my opinion, and he was like, "Wow." Okay. I like Steven, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, we all love King, but I mean, he
But-
can have stupid ass opinions sometimes. Ben said, yeah, they're supposed to drop every Sunday. Welcome to Derry, but move this week's second episode to Friday for Halloween. That makes sense. Nice. Also, we have I got to watch the episode of Ghosts, the new episode that dropped Wednesday, which is a Halloween episode, which they always do every year now. Excuse me. Yeah, Bear does great scores. Should do something. It's you.
Yeah, yeah. Back on the whole trilogy of terror thing, I got an interesting little life story here. I watched the original trilogy of terror the first time when I was like 8 years old, and that ending scene to the Zuni doll story scared the shit out of me so bad that I couldn't watch that very ending scene where she's stabbing a knife in the floor and her teeth change and everything.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't watch
Yeah.
that.
Sorry.
I couldn't watch that scene for 13 years. And then finally, one day, I was just watching it. It was just like, okay, it's not so bad. But every time I
Sorry
see him
about
pop up, I just be like, nope.
Sorry about that.
They really, yeah, I know. I laughed at that when you said it. Sorry. The thing
Sorry.
with the thing with that scene, I mean, that whole segment is just like how innovative it was. Because I mean, you didn't see a lot of killer small inanimate objects back then for 75. I mean, this is well before Chucky. It's well before Puppet Master. It's well before Dolly Deer, like any of those movies. And just the way that they filmed from the perspective of the Zuni doll and the POV shots and it being low to the ground and chasing after her. I mean, they really got creative with that.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Fucking little bastard! I put his house at the goddamn window. Motherfuckers!
I love that shot
Yeah,
too, right there. When Michael rises, like he was crouching, I guess he raises when Annie's bringing Lindsay over. That's
he
a
did the
great
same thing.
shot.
He does that same thing behind the couch. I mean, now wouldn't it be funny if they'd have showed that camera view of him crawling his hands and knees behind the fucking couch? I
know, right? See, to see it from that angle, right? Yeah.
See him army crawling through there.
That's what I said about the strangers in the original Strangers. In Pray at Night, it makes more sense because they have a lot of time to write hello, but like they write hello all over the window or whatever, like 100 times. And during the original Strangers, it's just the two of them home, and the strangers are trying to get in, and they're in the house already. I just picture that footage of one of them going into that room quick and writing hello with lipstick a million times on the fucking window and then slinking back out of the room while they're like in the house. Yeah. And they're trying to like be sneaky and stuff. I just can't get that mental picture out of my head.
I don't know. I always got a good mental picture of her writing all that on there and then popping the window open real quick and then just hopping out the fucking window.
Something like that. Yeah. That she's just like, she must be a quick writer. She's got to be a quick writer. Hello. It's got to take at least 2 minutes with the amount of hellos there. There's a lot. My poor, I give you all. I love Andy so much.
Yeah, she kind of ad libbed that at one point. It came to that
Yeah,
rhyming, and that's why she
it
stuck it.
sounded
I
like
can no
that. It
longer
sounded like
control.
improv. It always did. She did improvise that. It always sounded like it.
For the
Oh yeah,
well, she didn't improvise it in one scene over a certain amount of takes. She kind of put it
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
and then
Okay.
she forgot part of it at the end, and she goes, "Oh, Paul, my Paul," and then finally she just
Yeah.
says, "Oh, Paul." So she said, "What line's better with Paul than Paul again?"
Yeah.
I can no longer stop.
What rhymes with Paul better than Paul? Fuck it.
Yeah.
My
That's when she stuck it at the end because she forgot what she rhymed it with. So she said, "You're really tall."
Yeah, that's
my
right. Yeah,
God.
that's funny.
This is the
Yeah, short
scene.
window,
This
like
fucking movie that
Really
I couldn't
cool.
think.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's because she knows when she gets in the car. She
yep.
realized that that it was locked
Well,
and
she
not
obviously
open.
never lost her car because
Yeah,
both times she went out there, both times she immediately reached down to grab the handle before unlocking it. So
yeah,
obviously she doesn't lock the car. That's
yeah,
why she was
exactly.
shocked the first
yeah,
time that she came out there and it was locked. And she's like, "Oh, okay, well, no
Yeah,
key."
exactly. Why is it? Yeah, no key, and why is it locked?
Yep. So that's why the second time through there, she didn't even think about unlocking it because it'd been locked. She just immediately reached down, just like we do, and opened it up when you don't lock your car.
This
That's
is a
just
re-
natural.
this is a very good transfer. Whatever's on Prime here
Yeah.
on Shutter, I think.
I think it's the
It's still
Scream
on Prime.
Factory. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's the Scream Factory transfer that's on there.
because I can actually
I think they
see like
updated it.
that scene. Like I could see what's going on, and you could see a little bit of the blood, which you can in the original and stuff. But like it's very dark. That scene that was like a lot more crisp and clear.
First years I seen this, I didn't even see where he had slit her throat. I thought that he strangled her and just all of a sudden she just died. When I was a kid, I didn't know.
Dude, I used to think the same. I knew that he cut her throat, but like I thought, like for the most part, yeah, he was strangling her, then like cut her throat to like end it all, like to finish
Yeah.
the job.
I think it's because the
I mean,
pixels
dude
were
was
so
sitting there
bright.
like, damn, it's taking a long
Wrestling
time.
with her, yeah, yeah, and this couch might be one of the most iconic couches in horror,
Oh, I love this
I
couch.
haven't seen them
right? If you think of like couches, The Thing too actually might be one with the thing when they're all tied to this fucking couch.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I know
another
we've all
famous
been
couch.
through a lot,
Yeah,
but if you guys could find the time, I'd rather not
yeah.
spend the rest of my winter
Just with
tied
it.
to this fucking couch.
I love that so much. I quoted it last
And you
night
could
during the
see,
watch.
and you can see him emotionally breaking down as the sentence is coming out of his mouth too. It's great.
Yeah.
Bill's kind of looking at each other.
That's
And
what's one of my favorite lines in that film, and it's my favorite Gary line for sure.
They're all silent for several seconds afterwards. It was like, it's one of those things where somebody says something.
Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, you get the reaction, and then you just see them cut loose after that.
Yeah. The other guys were like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I was just thinking that.
Nobody believes poor Tommy Doyle. Nobody believes.
Oh, I'd have been that dick, dude. I'd have left him tied to the couch after he blew up just to see him fucking freak out some more.
Yeah,
Telling
Carrie,
how we think he's the thing and everything. He just stayed there.
Yeah, no, that's so much mystery in all.
There's enough times I listen to everybody bitch, though, you know.
Oh,
Carrie
no, it's fun
said,
for me to listen to people bitch. I think it's funny.
Oh yeah, Carrie, you never saw Funny Games? She called it Fun End Games at first, but then she corrected it. Funny Games. You never saw Funny Games? That's interesting.
That
You're gonna
movie's
be
fucked
missing
up.
that. Not that. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I don't know. I'm thinking if I should switch my Funny Games and make it the late night and do Mario Bava for the 3 p.m. But I feel like late night. I want to say late night with the devil for some reason. Mario Bava's Lisa and the Devil has just like a great nighttime feel to it. So yeah, I'll probably keep it like that. Funny Games has, and a lot of Funny Games takes place during the day when they invade the house and stuff like that.
Oh well, hell, you can call the Funny Games showing the funny matinee.
There you go. The Funny Games matinee. The funny matinee filled with games.
Actually, Funny Games feels more like the matinee. Actually,
Right. That's why I planned it that way and scheduled it that way. Because late night. I keep saying late night. Lisa and the Devil. definitely feels is the better nighttime movie, I think.
I've seen that in a long time, man. And I think I only seen it once before. House of Exorcism, yeah, I think I only seen that like once, so it's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, the House of Exorcism cut. I haven't seen the House of Exorcism cut of it, which isn't the one we're watching. We're just watching the Lucy and the Devil one. But the House and the Exorcism cut that they added the scenes with, my cousin Alan's father, Uncle Bob, my mom's Uncle Bob, Robert Older. He with his scenes as the priest in there. I only saw that cut once, and it's not good. Like they butcher that movie. So because The Exorcist came out, and they really wanted to capitalize on the success of The Exorcist, and they ended up cutting it, like all the movie around and adding in some scenes to make it like she gets an exorcism at some point at the end, and just to capitalize off The Exorcist, they renamed it House of Exorcism. It's not that good. Lisa and the Devil, the straight original version, is a top 10 film of mine. I love Lisa and the Devil.
You know how hard it would be for me to do it would be near impossible for me to do a top 10 film of all time list.
Oh yeah, it takes a ton, and I still, it changes all the time. I mean, my top 10 all time films, that's been pretty much set in stone forever. But like when I did my top 40, it was like a random 5 a.m. like random list. So throwing together your top 40 films at 5 a.m. is really not the greatest idea. And I left off one of my top 10. So I mean that says it right there. But like the top 10's always been kind of cemented. My top 20 is not. It can move around a bit, but it's mostly still cemented there. And then the other latter 20 is definitely more of a, I'd have to go through it again and like think of movies and think a little harder on it.
Yeah, it's on TV. It's on TV and Amazon and shit like that. So
you didn't start it, Carrie? Ghost, the new season? Yeah, you got to start that. I mean, it hasn't, it's got to, get to its stride, get moving for season 5, but which it does with the last episode. I thought that, I mean, they've all been good so far. I think it's 3 episodes. The Halloween one's the 3rd one. They're good. And I mean, it feels just like a continuation of season 4, like quality wise of each episode. Funny Games is awesome. Is I love Michael Pitt and Murder by Numbers. Yeah, I mean Michael Pitt is the MVP of Funny Games for me, and you got Tim Roth and Naomi Watts too in that movie, which I mean that says something. And he was a much younger actor, and that was an earlier role for him too. And to go up again and work with Naomi Watts and Tim Roth that have been doing it for much longer, and to be the MVP and the best performance there. Right. I mean, that's something. That's impressive.
He was great in Bully too.
Yeah, that's right. He's in Bully.
Yep.
That's right. I haven't seen that movie in forever, and I forget that Leo Fitzpatrick is in it from Kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell
mentioned that a few times in the past. What do you whip out?
My top 10 favorite movies of all time, just off the top of my head.
What are
they? I was just like, here it is.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not surprised, of course. I pretty much, yeah.
No, exactly.
All right, let's see. Halloween 78, Carrie 76, Black Christmas, Titanic. Titanic actually would be on my list of top movies of all time if I redid did a top 50 instead of top 40. It would be on there. I think Titanic, and it's so weird you put that in there, man, because I was just playing I was playing to the Nearer My God to Thee band song, like when it's syncing on the keyboard a few days ago. I did a cover of that way back, the violins and stuff, playing that song on keyboard. But I was just randomly playing it the other day, and I thought to myself, I'd like to watch Titanic. It's been a while, and yeah, I think that's it's a perfect film. It's a perfectly made film. Dawn of the Dead, Children of the Corn, Ginger Snaps, Phantasm, The Birds, and Tough Love. 1985. Good top 10, man. I mean, a ton of classics there. Dawn of the Dead, I've said many times, Dawn of the Dead is a classic. It's excellent, but it went down just a bit over my lifetime. Night I used to have in third place of the original trilogy. I know. And I actually prefer the Dawn remake more than the original Dawn at this point in my life. It's two things with Dawn. I always say it's the makeup, the blue gray makeup, and the red blood, the Italian red crayon blood, which doesn't bother me in Italian films at the time or other movies of the 70s. Just in a Romero zombie film, it doesn't look right to me. And even Tom Savini wasn't happy with the look of the blood in it. But those are minor gripes, and then those are the tiny things that bring it down below Night for me.
Well, the Midnight Factory version that I gave Gore as a gift, actually does a really good job of darkening the blood and making the ghouls or zombies not look as blue.
Oh yeah, interesting. I'd like to see that. I'll check out a version of that. Yeah, I something about it. I never liked that blue looking makeup. Even though there is some of it in Dawn, I mean in Day, but it's not as noticeable, and it's not as like heavily done, the makeup and that hue of the color or whatever they use. It looks more gray than blue in Day. Leslie Bibb when she gets killed in Trick or Treat, that was awesome. I love that scene. But I don't know, Sam is not as impactful to me like everyone finds him to be. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a great movie, but it's not like a favorite of mine or one that I ever put up on a pedestal or loved like a lot of people do. And Sam is a great character, but I can't see him like, I'd rather see him in this without the burlap sack on him, like with just his pumpkin face. I think that's more terrifying. I think that they did a great job with the design of Sam with his pumpkin face and everything. I'd rather have him without his sack on his head.
No, maybe do subconscious about his face,
I think that might be it. You might be right. He might be, because I mean that's a face only a mother could love, right? So I mean he put a sack on his head and called it a day. And here's a great gravity doesn't exist here in Halloween scene with Bob being pinned to the wall with the butcher's knife. And gravity just not a thing.
It's the butterfly collage scene.
Yeah. I mean, the head turn is so fucking good. What a great decision. And Nick Castle's performance in this movie. Let's talk about that a bit because we haven't brought that up. Nick Castle is still to this day the best Michael Myers. It's not even close. He was so close with Carpenter and working with what Michael should be and how to move and how to portray the character. And there's a detail in the final act that I'll point out that I adore. Keith, you might know what it is because we've talked about this many times. There's a small little detail during the chase sequence with Laurie at the end that I always wondered if he did it on purpose or improvised it, or if Carpenter told him. I'm pretty sure it just Carpenter told him to keep continuity for something, but we'll get there because there are tits on screen belonging to PJ Souls, and that's more important. So let's just watch that for a minute.
The man's got right.
The original full screen release of this, you could see both of them really good for a few seconds.
Yeah.
But
you mentioned that. You mentioned that.
Down, yeah. You can see both real good from
I can see them both good right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember as a kid when she said, "You see anything you like, you can see both of them plain as day."
Hey, you bet your sweet ass I do.
Yeah. That's what dude in the crowd when she went and seen it to begin with.
Yep.
That's what dude in the crowd yelled, and he didn't realize she was right behind him with Dennis Quaid.
I don't know how she thinks that this is someone playing, Linda playing a prank or Annie playing a prank on her. It sounds like someone's being strangled to death and murdered. I get
she's doing the same thing that Linda did. When Linda was bullshitting herself, when she realized something was wrong and it wasn't acting like Bob, when she separated herself from it, when she when she was playing it off, I think Laurie did the same thing there. She was like,
kind of like who would imagine it would be something nefarious, something happening. So shrug it off.
Even if it didn't feel like
it still sounds like she's being murdered to death, though.
You're gonna go through different stages. You're gonna go through your denial. You're gonna go through all that. You're like, oh, come on, you're just fucking with me. Even if you're bringing
it's a good point. It's a very good point because we see it that unfold. We see her, Annie's had a joke. Then we see the concern just now on her face, looking across the street at the house. Then you see her try again, the confirmation, like to the hope that it's just a joke. And then you see
TJ slowly getting terrified.
Yeah,
when she's there and you see thinking like, and
great
still standing there, and she was like, "Well, did you give me my beer?" And she's thinking. Yeah, Bob.
He's just acting weird. Yeah, he's just acting weird.
Real funny. But this is my Bob, and Bob doesn't act like this. He's getting really weird, so I'm going to separate myself from this. And then finally, she's just like, "Fuck this. This party sucks. I'm going to go over here and call Laurie," because she wanted to hear Laurie's voice because that was her comfort.
Yeah, to break her out of that. To break her out of that. Yeah, that was a great point.
Turns her back on him and turns towards the phone, and she just wants to get away from all of it.
Yeah, yep.
Because she's fucking become very scared.
Great observation.
She thinks it's Bob. She don't think it's a maniac, but she's wondering why the fuck he's acting so weird.
Yeah,
it's starting to scare you. You can see it. That's a good acting job she does there.
She does a great job. The way that the cheer, fades off her face.
Yes,
it's just she the smile is there, and like even with her tits around stuff, and then she covers herself up at first, and you can see the reservation on her face. So then she's all right, enough of this, and it goes.
I'm pretty DJ. It felt weird because you can see her eyes start to glass up a little bit. So I think sometimes actors will lose themselves in it. So it's like. And they didn't talk to him. They didn't talk to Nick Castle throughout the making of it all that much.
Yep. So that I know. Oh, we lost him quick.
That's the best way to do it. If you're a killer in it, don't socialize and bullshit with them all like that. Like David Hess in House on the Left, he socialized with the girls, and when he did, he acted like Krug, which creeped him the fuck out.
Oh yeah, I mean, who wants to go have anything to do with Krug?
Poor Sandra Peabody was so terrified she left the shoot and went back home. And they had to go back and get her and say, "Hey, it's all right."
Really interesting.
Because he acted like a kid at the time.
Ben, you saw Trick or Treat in theaters? Interesting. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw that movie when it came, like the year it came out, but I didn't see it in theaters. You mentioned, Keith, you mentioned in the comments the Fog score. The Fog's great. That score. I did a guitar cover, a brief guitar cover of just like the main melody, a long time ago. I should do a full version, a keyboard version, like I do with all the horror scores. I should do that for the Fog, because the Fog has a great fucking theme to it.
When she's walking over, you can see from her.
I love it.
See her walking over. It's a little faster than when it's from her point of view. From her point of view, it's getting there slower.
I've always noticed that. Great point too. Great. Thanks for bringing that up. I love that.
Yeah,
she's walking very briskly. I mean, slow. But it's like zoomed a bit, like it's sped up a bit, like from the POV.
She knows something ain't right, man. She just knows that her friends can be assholes, but this whole day has been fucked up and seemed weird and funky.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the weird stuff that's happened. I mean, also when you add in, they smoked pot earlier. They ran into Annie's dad, or Linda's dad. No, Annie's dad, who's the the sheriff or something. They broke into the store. He broke in to grab the mask. The alarm's going off. Which that's one thing I always nitpick with this movie. I mean, he robbed that store, right, and took the mask and a couple of knives at like it was daytime, like,
Right.
and the alarm seems like it was ringing, going off forever. So what it took them like 10 hours, like to get there, to get to
Well,
stop the alarm.
well, in the book, the way it describes it is his face is so pale, it's almost pale like the mask. So what I'm thinking is, like, even when he steps up from behind the bush, he's not supposed to have the mask yet. It's supposed to be his face. But I think Carpenter just kind of cut out the middleman and said, "Fuck it, we'll just put the mask on him."
Yeah, I did thought it was maybe more effective that way. I think actually it is.
Yeah.
Than to see his face, but no, I mean, like with what I'm saying is like,
I would
why
alter
why
scene
the
there.
fuck did it take the police that long, what seems like hours, to get and respond to a simple break-in in their own tiny town? I mean, none of that
I've
ever
never
made
altered
sense
that
to me.
alarm
It's just
scene.
so weird.
You know what I mean? If I stuck the mask on him at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m., I think I would have had the alarm not be in that. I think I'd have done them running into her dad a little differently.
Yeah.
Maybe him talking about shit happened earlier or something.
Yeah. Because
it
seems like that alarm was going off for hours.
Yeah, which it wasn't, because we'd probably heard it because the place is so small, you know.
Yeah.
She's been sitting in school going, "What the hell's that alarm?"
I was just gonna say, it's such a small town. You could probably hear that alarm going off all the way across the other side of it.
She could sit in school going, "What's that fucking alarm?" Looking out the window.
Now, I say all the time with this scene coming up, and this whole shit, this is the most tense sequence ever put to film.
Yeah.
Once she finds the bodies and sees Annie's body laid out like Judith, and sees Judith's gravestone, and then she sees Bob, and then she sees Linda, and I love how Linda's like shoved in there and stuff, and the way her mouth is open, and the tilt on her face. And then once Michael comes out with one of the greatest shots in cinema history, with him lurking out of the door, you know, and you see the white face, and he goes and conveniently has the worst fucking aim ever for the protagonist of the story. When it comes to everyone else, it's perfect aim in the whole series. Goes to hit her, gets her on the shoulder, she falls down, and then once the chase and the music kicks in, that to the Doyle house, when she gets back to the Doyle house, is the most tense sequence ever put into a movie.
Yeah. She knows, man.
Everything about it.
This view down the hallway looks extra long. Like she's looking at the door, and it seems like it's a
I love that. And it switches, and it tilts, right? You know, like how it slowly tilts, like off angle a bit, like off center. A little bit of Dutch angle, like going back from a normal angle and a Dutch angle, like rocking back and forth. I like that.
She's thinking, do I want to open this door? I gotta open the door.
Yep.
Because she knows that even her things are a little assy, but they're not going to take it this far, and she knows it.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
That shit really rings for a long while. That's, you know, the keyboard sting. It just rings and rings and rings. I love that.
The tinnitus is real.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds just like that. It sounds like tinnitus in your ear.
Yeah.
There's Bob.
Hey, GT, what's your thoughts of a Tyler Maines Michael? Do you think he was too monstrous, too fucking huge? And
I thought he was a little too big.
Realistic?
Yeah, I thought he was a little too big. But besides that, I mean, I thought he was a good Michael. But he's too big. I think that they could have cast somebody else, but he did a good job. So I mean, him being too big is offset by the job that he did and the performance that he brought. That shot right there is one of the greatest shots ever in cinema. Now as she falls down the stairs, and starting right here,
he menaces at the top of the stairs. He steps over really wide and just looks.
Yeah. Oh, I love that shot too. Him at the top of the stairs, and the way he walks down them, that like he has like that quick shuffle, like walk, you know.
Here's the part.
You know what? The little detail that I was talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yep. Well, with
He
the
punches through this fucking
with the
door so
switch,
low.
with the switch, right? With the switch.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's just the way he did it because he had to reach through with the right, and he's naturally
Yeah,
right-handed.
exactly. Exactly.
I
That's
think
what I think it was too.
I think that's
But
a big
just
deal.
paying attention to that detail. For those who don't, I didn't even say what it was. For those who don't know what we're talking about, when Michael's breaking the door down here, and Laurie can't get out because Michael put the rake against the door. She's trying to get out, and he's banging against the door, breaking parts of it and stuff. And he has the knife in his other hand. Then when he gets through the door and she finally is able to get out, he's walking after her and he subtly just switches the hand back into his prevalent hand, the knife into his prevalent hand. That's such a small detail and I adore it.
That's getting into the role, man. He knows that if he
Yeah,
actually was going to stab her, it would be with his right hand.
exactly.
So
And
that
the
was just
fact that they paid such attention to that little detail, I get giddy when I see that every time. And
I
all her
that was
screams
special, man.
here, all her
I
screams here are unreal. Can you hear me?
yeah, well, they can hear you. They just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
And
they don't want to. They
that's
ain't
why I
opening
think
the
he's so
door.
long.
They're not
That's why I
opening
think
the
he's
door.
so long.
Oh yeah, they want nothing to do with that shit.
He's standing in the backyard watching to see if anybody's going to help her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why he only starts moving now when she gets to the door.
Yep.
And the key.
Yeah, it's like, okay, nobody gonna help her. Okay, cool.
Every single time for the last 31 years since I've seen this movie, every time she goes, Tommy, open up, Tommy, please. That shit gives me goosebumps.
She's begging,
I mean,
please, somebody,
It
please,
gives me goosebumps.
please.
and the way she's
The
pounding
way
on that
she's
door and yelling, you think his
yeah.
ass had been down the stairs like lightning.
I
This
know,
dude just had no
right?
dummy
Yeah,
soul in that motherfucker.
he just woke up is the explanation. I don't buy that shit.
I-
Fucking, she's
No,
banging
no,
like
it's
her
not,
life
man.
depends on it, and he's been bugging out about a boogeyman all fucking day and saying
He's
no one
like, well,
believes him.
Right. Bro is either
that's
not gonna
about
open
doing
that
better
door at
than
all.
that.
Yeah, he's either not gonna open that door at all and hide somewhere, or he's gonna come
Yep,
down them stairs like grease fucking lightning, dude. He shuffled
yeah,
down there like Boris Karloff's The Mummy, dude.
yeah,
She forgot that she didn't close that window, and she just looked over
yeah,
now and said, "Oh shit!" So
yeah,
she's kind of submitting to it right now. She knows he's in there, so
yeah.
she said,
And
"I'm just going to get down as low as I can."
yeah, and she grabs the sewing needle. I love
Man, she's lucky he has like
we've talked
no.
yeah. What are you saying, Dre?
Well, it's mostly because it's dark.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
saying that she's lucky he has no fucking FOV because he can't
yeah,
see
I
shit.
know. Yeah, right with the mask, and that's this
Man, I
shot right
wore
here
that
too.
mask.
Yeah, I know. Right, I think we all wore the.
Smart use of light right there. Smart
That's
use
what
of
I
Oh
was
yeah.
just gonna say. That's what I was just gonna say. I just that we talk about this, and it's
light from the hallway.
often the way that it lights up just the couch, and everything else around it is pitch black almost. You know, like in her world, it's probably a lot darker than it is
Yeah,
what we're seeing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to see what's in the shadows or anything. But
yeah.
just the way the light illuminates where she's sitting and right behind it, because that's where Michael's going to appear from. But everything else is draped in darkness. I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a great shot too.
The only light in the house that's on is that little hallway light right there that she had, just so she
Yeah.
could see what she's doing back in. And
Mhm.
yeah, that way we're able to see everything that's going on, but with it still being dark in there.
Yep. It's brilliant lighting.
He's bitching at him. Go, where were you, motherfucker? Went over there. You was harassing kids earlier, and now you're wandering around.
Oh, and also one of the best probably my favorite monologue in a movie is Loomis earlier when with the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes, and you know, I spent 16 years trying to reach him, and another 7 trying to keep him
Another
locked up.
7 trying to keep him locked up because what I
All
realized
of that. What is
yeah,
living
and
behind
the
that
boy's
boy's
is pure and
eyes?
simply
You're simply evil. All of that is like the best monologue in a film. It's so good.
I like how
loves
you can
saying,
see the yeah, I like the way you could see John's hand, the
Yes.
shadow of his hand waving Nick up the stairs there.
Yeah, actually, I noticed that many years ago when someone pointed it out to me.
Well, you can see his cigarette smoke during the hedge scene.
Yep, that too.
And you can see a couple of the neighbors over the hedge as they're walking away.
Yeah, they're looking up over the hedge.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
another
they're
great shot too of all time. When he gets to the top of the stairs and the kids scream, and then it focuses, zooms on Mike, not zooms, but goes up and looks at Michael, and he's up with the knife at the top of the stairs.
He looks so menacing and psychotic there. The hair's bucked up just right.
The
when he's
hair,
walking
yeah.
through
I
the
was just, dude, we're thinking the same thoughts. Same second. The way the hair is just messy and stuff, and the way that the eye holes look, and you can't see his eyes. All of it's so perfect.
He didn't fall for that open door to the ledge at all. Not for 1 second. He went directly to the closet.
Yep, because he knows she ain't jumping down from there unless she really, really had to. Like he's on her ass.
I would have. I guarantee
I would have
swan
definitely been
from
down there
Tom
first
that
thing.
bitch.
Absolutely, I would swan dive right off it.
Well,
For real.
she didn't because the kids were still in the house.
Swanton bomb right off that.
You know, yeah, the kids are locked in the bathroom. She wanted to leave the kids in there.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
that's
mean,
why he knew she didn't leave.
Yeah.
He knew she didn't leave. It's because the kids were still in there. That's how he knew.
I love the way that he knocks the layers, the slits of the closet one by one, like a few by a few going down like that. That's such a great decision too.
Man, bro's just had enough.
My fucking eye, goddamn.
Ow, my fucking liver.
Yeah, and then she's down there and he's like, Jesus Christ, what's your problem?
This is something I always say with this film for people who don't get it for some reason. When I've heard so many times over my life people say, why are all these slasher killers like deformed and fucked up? Like, why is Michael it's deformed looking and looks like Jason? I said, when he takes his mask off for the brief minute, I said, he got stabbed in the fucking eye.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he looks the way he does. His eyes swollen up because she just shoved a coat hanger into it. And but people seem to think that he's deformed in some way. It's like, we saw him at the beginning of the movie. He's an adorable 6-year-old kid. There's no deformities on him or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was I can't believe they didn't put those two together. She just stabbed him right in that fucking eye.
Yeah, it's literally, it happens 5 minutes before he takes the mask off. She pulls his mask off. It's so right there. It's not like something that's a while back or something that like it could be lost on people. She literally stabs him in the eye. He takes him. She pulls his mask off. He's fucking with it, and his eyes all fucked up. The rest of him looks normal, like a normal human being.
One part of her thinks he's done. Another part of her somehow knew that he may get back up. That's why she sent the kids out of the house. But why she didn't limp down with them, nobody knows. But
fuck, dude. I went right with their ass.
Right there, one of my favorite shots ever too. When he sits up and turns towards her.
Yeah,
that's like top 3 shots of all time for me. And as
she's standing up, he stands up with her.
Mm-hmm.
He walks
now, do you know what I find interesting?
What? What's that, Drake?
That we wouldn't have one of the most iconic wrestling characters in wrestling history if it were not for 2 movies. If it were not for The Exorcist, if it were not for Halloween.
Yeah.
The Undertaker would not be.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And with no Undertaker, there would have been no Kane. So we wouldn't have had Undertaker or Kane over.
Yep. I mean, it's really how impactful. It really shows how much film and media like that can influence so many different, other forms of entertainment down the line. And it's something that you would never think, like totally different forms of entertainment. I mean, wrestling getting, influenced by horror films. I mean, it's something that most people, if not no one, ever sees coming. You can't plan for that. That's just like beautiful accidents that happen. You know, that if we got this movie and we got the other one, and then we see Undertaker, and he was able to use that and and utilize that image. Was that the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, that was.
Yeah, I like how people misquote that last part.
Yeah, the first two words, which actually says in kind of a whisper, it was the boogeyman.
It was the boogeyman. Yeah.
It was the boogeyman.
Exactly. She's almost like she's responding to Tommy. It was the boogeyman. You're right. Like that's what she's saying.
She leaves it out of it. It's kind of a whisper, and then she picks it up and was.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it is kind of hard to hear. Like, if you're not paying full attention and really listening, it does sound like is that the boogeyman, or that was the boogeyman? Sounds like that, like a question, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then I love how it just ends with his breathing and showing every location, everywhere he's been, everywhere he could be, and he's just out there lurking around like he was when he first came back home. And it just ends.
Back home. That's where he went back home. Yep. That's why the flashback scene in Halloween Kills was him back at his house.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the best perfect movie.
That's part of the whole trilogy is that 5-minute flashback.
Undertaker.
Could you guys see Sean Connery, Dr. Loomis?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, Connery can do almost anything, but it's another one of those hypotheticals that I was talking about the other day, when it's like you can't know, because we're so used to Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis that you can't really erase that from your mind in order to substitute a different, person, and then say what you would think about it. Because if we never had Donald Pleasance in it, and it was Sean Connery from the beginning, and we wouldn't have any, we wouldn't have Donald Pleasance, we'd be praising Sean Connery probably as Dr. Loomis all these years later.
Or Cushing or Christopher Lee, because they were all
Christopher Lee was considered.
Cushing.
And Cushing, yep.
Oh, Cushing would have been a great Loomis, man.
Oh, Cushing
Cushing would have been
a very good take of Loomis. Yeah, he would have been. I mean,
that's
much more obnoxious than Loomis is. He would be like Loomis in like 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Like when Loomis is like really starting to get unhinged a bit, like, and acts like a crazy lunatic.
Yeah,
that would Cushing would nail that version of Loomis. That would have been interesting to see.
That was the biggest regret of Christopher Lee's career, man. Was it Christopher Lee turned it down? Yeah. He said that was the biggest regret of his career. He always wished he would have taken.
I've heard somebody tell me that was his biggest regret.
Yeah,
he said
I don't blame him. I mean, he was in Mario Bava's The Whip in the Body, which I love that film, and I think it's such an underrated Bava movie and an underrated Christopher Lee performance. But if you haven't seen The Whip in the Body, guys, in the future, people in the chat, or check that movie out. And there's some pretty taboo stuff in there for the time. For 63, I think Whip in the Body was, with S&M stuff and like pain, pleasure, like that type of shit. Like there's a lot of that in there. Then it was pretty taboo for the time. Stuff that you would not see often. And Christopher Lee does great as always. So that's a very good Bava film. But all right, guys. I mean, everybody, thank you for hanging out. Happy Halloween to everyone. I'm glad everyone had a great Halloween. We had a great week, and it continues through the weekend. So tomorrow we'll have funny games at 3 p.m. and we will have Mario Bava's Lisa and the Devil. Finally didn't say late night that time. And we'll close out the weekend with Trilogy of Terror for the late night, or an evening. Maybe I'll do it. It's sometime on Sunday will be Trilogy of Terror, and we can move on. Start going back to reviews and stuff. But you got your Fulci doc, Keith, coming soon that you're still working on, hopefully before Christmas. You said we can't wait for that. Drake, what's going on your channel this weekend week?
Oh man, I'm putting together a few different things. I'm doing a book to movie comparisons. Right now, I'm throwing together Carrie.
Oh, cool.
And then after Carrie, I'm doing Cujo.
Nice.
But I have
The movie,
the
the book that King doesn't even remember writing.
Yeah. But I have a few different things.
Nice.
I don't even own a copy of Cujo anymore.
What, the book?
It's crazy. No, just
The
the
book?
movie.
The movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't own the movie anymore.
I have a copy of the book.
Next time you're over, remind me and I'll give you one of mine. Next time you're over.
There you go.
No.
Yeah. I thought that was so interesting that when I first found that out and thought it was hilarious that King doesn't remember at all writing Cujo, and it blows my mind not remembering writing an entire novel over an extended period of time because he was so fucked up on and drinking, and he was coked out all the time and everything else. He doesn't remember writing an entire novel, which is just like crazy to me, like wild. But still, I like Cujo. The movie's fun. I mean, the story's good. It's not really my thing. Like again, like with killer animals or animals like turning and trying to kill human beings, but still very good story. But all right, guys, Stacy. Everybody, I'm not going to just single people out. I never do. So everyone, Russell, just did it again though. And everybody on the panel here, Drake and Keith, thanks for hanging out as always. And, all right, guys, we will see you tomorrow. So take care.
Sleep sweet, everybody.
Halloween. And that's right. Yeah. Sleep sweet.